Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, with some USC football news. And these days, much of the time, there is football news, but then there is football news that obviously affects all of us and some people more than others. I want to state that clearly, certainly based on what's happening out in the country. We cover college football every day. You know that. Don't dive into politics, but some things are just too much to ignore and need to be addressed and reported as well and discussed. And we've got a lot of hate and a lot of racism going on, and certainly can't be tolerated. So I got Matt Barkley on the line from Conquest Chronicles. Please join him and the rest of the staff covering USC football. Matt, we appreciate you jumping on here today. Hope everything's going well for the most part.
Yeah, everything's going well. For the most part, especially during these tense times that we have right now. So right now I'm just trying to keep my head above water and just trying to plug along.
Absolutely. So we had a situation yesterday in which her name is Marla Brown, USC booster to some degree. In the information that I gathered, we don't know it to what degree, because there are different degrees of boosters in regards to their involvement in the program, their level of season ticket, the package that they've purchased in regards to being a USC booster. But we know a USC booster had tweeted a very hateful tweet. Anybody can find it online. It's all over the place. Again, Marla Brown, although it's been taken down and the account taken down. And USC athletic director Mike Bond acted very decidedly and decisively.
Yes, he did. So the tweet, and I didn't see when the tweet went up. I woke up the following day when the tweet was up and saw that everybody was in uproar about it, and I was too. What she said was very insensitive. It was very it was very hateful, and it was and it promoted what is going on right now. If you want to find a clear example of what was going on, what's happening in this country, then that's it right there. But with Marla Brown, she's a LAPD union attorney, actually. And so for somebody to say that, and you're in association with the LAPD and in association, I say in association loosely with USC, then that's something that you just can't say. And it promotes division, it promotes violence, and especially during times like this, we're trying to come together to stop stuff like this, especially against against Black people and that experiencing violence and racism. And I give all the credit in the world to USC and to everybody who spoke up and called her out. I give all the credit in the world to them, because there's no place, especially in the USC community in Los Angeles, which is a very diverse place. There's no room for stuff like that. And given today's circumstances, there's no room to send out tweets like that, especially if the same program that you represent have a very diverse or have a very diverse roster, especially with the amount of Black players who are playing on the for USC. And I believe the part about it too is the sad part about it is she had Michael Pittman Jr. in her avatar, which is, to me, is unreal. That she's saying stuff like that while she has a young man, a very respectful young man, in her avatar.
Yeah, she just made one blanket statement, as I recall, and I had it up here just a second ago. Basically, shoot the protesters.
Right.
And man, when you go on social media, I don't know the woman's heart. I'm not going to judge her intent, but it's obviously, like you say, it needs to be dealt with. And because we have two types of protesting generally happening out there. We have very peaceful, very forceful, but very strong and well-intended protest that's obviously there, and it should be there by thousands and millions of people that are doing the right thing, mostly the Black community, obviously, because the hatred is directed toward them, and that's what we're focused on right now. So the peaceful demonstrations and protests certainly should be applauded and supported in every way. Then we have rioters and looters and people doing the wrong thing, and obviously damaging property and hurting people and that sort of thing.
And you can find it on Conquest Chronicles. There was more that was said, actually. I know a lot from what's being shown online is her blanket statement was shoot the protesters, but there was more that she tweeted in depth that was beyond that, actually.
Okay.
And so I believe Cam from Conquest Chronicles as well, he put it up as well. So it's on our website on if people want to see exactly what she said and want to see like what exactly, like outside of shoot the protesters, because there was a lot more that was said that she did put out on her account before it was taken down or she deleted it. I don't know what she did to her account, but it's no longer there. But we do have her full tweets and comments that was put out there.
Yeah, I'm certainly not one of these people that want to be judge and jury and be in the court of public opinion that rails on everybody that makes any slight comment that could be misconstrued. But as you point out, other comments made that back up what she stated there that is completely beyond inappropriate. So I, like you, applaud the action of USC and in particular athletic director Mike Bond, who made the statement. Obviously, it had to be a larger decision and discussion beyond that, where the entire USC administration and officials had to be involved and make the right call on that. Talking USC football, we got Matt Barkley on the line from Conquest Chronicles, and some good news involving on-the-field success in the future. Quarterback four-star Miller Moss has committed to USC, and obviously he's one of the most sought-after players at his position in this 2021 class, Matt.
Yes, he committed yesterday, which it was a huge deal, especially given USC's quarterback depth right now. Especially with Miller Moss, he had offers from Alabama and LSU, SEC schools who won. I don't think Alabama's in the place to recruit another quarterback right now, but LSU who needs a quarterback, it's a huge get for them, because knowing how recently the past 2 years USC has been losing recruits to outside schools outside of California. They've been losing recruits to the LSUs, the Oregons, and now for them to pull in two top 50 recruits at the same position, it's huge right now. Especially for somebody like Miller Moss, who can come in, compete right away. I know we talked about Keaton Slovis and what he's doing right now, but you have two guys who can come in, who can compete right away. However you want to play that out, it'll play out itself. But everybody got to keep in mind, by the time Moss and Garcia, they come in, Slovis will be a junior. And if Slovis continues to go down the track that he's going, if he goes down the road he's going down right now, who's to say if he possibly leaves early for the NFL draft? Now you have two top-tier quarterbacks who can compete and play right away and can make an impact right away.
Yeah, so the numbers on him extremely impressive in regards to the scouting reports. Fifth-rated pro-style quarterback, 247 Sports Composite, number 52 player nationally, regardless of position. That's extremely high on the list, of course. Seventh-rated in California and that's about on par with what 247 Sports has themselves. Have you had a chance to see any highlights from Miller Moss?
I saw some highlights from him, and he did a private workout not too long ago. That was up. He had a private workout that he was doing. Very impressed with him. He can make the right throws. He can make just about any pass. He's a very high IQ guy, a student of the game. But I've just been impressed with how he can just throw his players. He can throw his receivers open. So he has that unique ability, and he has the unique ability to read a defense very well because of how smart he is on the field. He can read a defense very well to enable his ability to make certain throws.
Yeah, when you're able to throw the guys open, that speaks to preparation. Most likely they've worked together a lot, so they're on the same page, know what's coming, know what they want to do, know because of a defensive scheme or a player positioned in a certain way in relation to the wide receiver that he's going to go that way, and this ball's got to be thrown well before the break's made. Those sorts of abilities show just uncanny instinct on the field that goes beyond what you can measure, and again, working together with the wide receivers to get it right and to be advanced. And Miller Moss is in the fold at USC. Matt Barkley talking USC football with us from Conquest Chronicles. Matt, we appreciate you stopping by. Of course, the season is hopefully about 90 days away. No definitives on anything being changed with the schedule, so we'll just continue to monitor that day by day and hope to have you back soon, and we'll break down the schedule and the personnel for 2020.
Thank you. I appreciate being on. It's hopefully we get the season underway. Right now we're just trying to wait and see what happens.